Alright guys, I'm going to show you how to put the cell phone buzzer on your Lee Loadmaster. This is very simple. I went with a simple design just because I really didn't want to have a bunch of wires running everywhere. I didn't want to have to plug into anything either. I just wanted it to be a self-contained unit. So I went with a battery holder. This just holds 2 AA batteries. Power runs from a battery holder to a switch. Simple on-off switch is all it is. And then I run a power leg to a micro switch. That micro switch is set up to be normally closed. And then when it's activated, so it'll run right now. When the switch is down, it'll actually be that'll open the circuit. So it won't run this way. And then when it goes up, then it'll run. And that runs power to the cell phone buzzer. And then obviously you just run your ground back to the battery holder. So we can go over the press right now. Let me get my stool out of the way. And I'll show you how I have it set up on there. Pretty much just taped them to the back side of the press, the switch there, and the battery holder. And it's wired up just the same way I just showed you. And then I've got the micro switch down here that runs off the primer. I guess it's the primer chute. You know, it's the little ear that hits the tangs, and it's supposed to shake it. I just don't like that. And the way I had to index mine, it doesn't really hit those tabs very well. So maybe that's one reason why I needed this. So as you can see, it's down right now, so it's closed. When you come up, then that's closed, sorry. When it's down, this is open, that's closed, and that turns it on. And then you simply mount your buzzers on the bottom of your chute. And I mounted 2 of them and wired them parallel. Just thinking it was going to give it more power, but it really doesn't. You can probably get away with just having one. So that's how it's mounted. I was going to go over a couple of the other upgrades I made real quick. This is Mike's Reloading calls this a shake brake, and it keeps the thing from shaking. It makes it incredibly sturdy. This is just a steel plate that I bolted on here with some tie rod ends off of race car stuff. That's what I usually work on. So, and it just goes straight to the ground there. It's got a foot, and that just keeps it real sturdy. Before I mounted my bench to the wall, it was moving all over the place. The next thing is the billet turret that Mike makes. And you can see how it's got these set screws right here that contact your shell plate. So you get really consistent OAL this way. It doesn't matter if your turret moves up and down or not. It's going to be the same all the time because it's contacting there. And he's done a good job. Like this one here is machined out, and this one's machined out. That's so that it doesn't hit your primer arm or your shell ejector. So those are the main upgrades I made. I was trying to think there was something else, but oh yeah, my shell slider. You know, the slider, even for 9mm, I was getting some tip cases. I don't know, they're just dragging with all the weight of the other cases up top. So I went ahead and added a little extra piece of plastic there, and that just helped it strip the shell out without it tipping over on me. And the other thing I did was I kind of chamfered the top side of this holder. I was getting a problem where when it would push in, it would tip the shell forward, and then when it would back out, the shell would tip back flat, but it would be outside of the shell plate just enough that it wouldn't go into the die. So it'd stop me every now and then. But since I've done those 2 things to the pusher, it's made it work like 100%. It doesn't have an issue at all now. So I guess I can turn everything on here. Turn that on. I'll turn my switch on for my primers. And then I've got a fresh batch of primers. I'm trying to get a good angle here. I got a fresh batch of primers in there, and you can see that they didn't quite feed down the chute yet. So I was trying to hold off on that so that you guys can see how it works. Hopefully this is a good enough view. I'll try to get in there. My lighting's not the greatest in here for videos, sorry. But as soon as you turn it up, you see that vibrator start working. And it fills up the chute like nothing. Nice and easy. And if you're parked at home, it's turned off. So now I can run. Sorry, I'm trying to do this. Let's see here. Alright. So every time I go up, it runs. Runs about 1.5 seconds. I don't need a timer or DC converter or nothing, so it just keeps on running. I'll turn on my bullets here if I'm going to be making some rounds. Got powder, good deal. So every time you go up, it runs. And that just keeps you in the loop. Maybe up here might be a better shot. Nope, not a better shot. So, but you get the gist of it, I guess. Trying to get a good view here. Okay. I guess the lesson learned here is that you can't hold a camera and make rounds at the same time, but that's how it works. It's pretty simple, and like I said, that's what I was going for, was just something simple that would that didn't require a lot, didn't have a bunch of wires running around my bench or nothing like that, and it works. It works good. I think I'll work on getting my my chute, I think, in there tighter, so that I can put the weight of 200 primers in there. I think that's the main problem when I put 200 in, is it just gets to be a little too much weight and gets to be sagging back like this. So I think if I can juice that up a little bit, get that a little tighter where it fits down in the carrier there, probably make that better. So, alright, hope you guys enjoy it. Good luck to you.